Hey there, Master DeSousa here, and I want to talk to you about a very, very powerful word in the English language, and that's the word fair. Okay, this word really resonates with Americans. Politicians exploit it all the time. He needs to pay his fair share. Well, they're talking about a billionaire that through his lifetime probably paid about $10 million in taxes, more than you and I will probably ever pay. And yet, they act like he's skipping out on paying taxes, or, why isn't he supporting the whole country is sort of like their act with that. So oftentimes they misuse it, but business people can misuse it, or they tend to use it a lot to tie it into sales closes. So, they might say, well, that's $99, and today we'll throw in a 30-day warranty. Fair enough? That is a very powerful word because, like I say, it resonates with Americans. Teddy Roosevelt had something called the square deal. Okay, that was another way of saying fair. And so back then in the early 1900s, that still resonated with Americans. So resonates with Americans. So let me tell you a quick story. A guy named Roger Dawson, big negotiating guy, he was in India. And he was saying he was at the airport in India, and he was there probably 3 weeks, and just constant bribes and corruption all the time. Guys would just grab your luggage, put it on, up to where you could check it in. They do it, and you have to tip them. And it was just one payoff after another. So he has to go to L.A. He lands in New York, and he sees that his flight's going to be late in L.A. He needs to run, let his secretary know, and in a huff and a puff, he walks by a couple, and he's like, all I have is $1. Can you just give me a quarter? I need to use the payphone. This was back in the 80s. And the people chased him all the way to the payphone to give him his change. No, here's the other 75 cents. That's how a lot of Americans are. The word fair is so powerful. All right, let me test you and see if it's fair. So you might get this argument. Okay, Jack DeSousa, tell me if this is fair. A nurse who takes care of people only makes $40,000 a year, but Hulk Hogan or some wrestler who goes around, acts like that, I'll kick your butt, and creates violence and makes hundreds of thousands, or if not millions of dollars. How's that fair, DeSousa, huh? Tell me how. How? Nurse saves lives. This guy just promotes violence, but that's fair, huh? Okay, now, if that resonates with you, if you turn around and say, but they do kind of have a point, then you're just like we Americans, which is a good thing, which is you believe in fairness, which is a good thing. That's a test. If you buy into that argument, that's a test. Now, I will tell you, not everybody can be a nurse, but I bet more people could be a nurse or take care of people than to do the job Hulk Hogan does. Risk his life, all the training he has to do, all the rejection he took, all the work in the gym. There's so much. He has to perform in front of people. It's much tougher to do that job, and it's more demand than to be. I'm not saying nurses, I'm not putting that down. It's a wonderful profession and it's hard. But more people could do that than wrestling. That's why he's paid more. Okay, there's very few of those. That's why there's scarcity involved too. That's why he's paid more. But if you just deep down, why should he have more than me? I'm just as good in God's eyes as him. Politicians love that. That's called class warfare, an old communist Marxist trick. Why should he have more than you? Is that fair? See how that word resonates? It's so powerful. So we have the choice. Do we use it and exploit people with it? Or do we use it, to help people? Maybe someone, this is really good for somebody. Maybe they need to see the doctor. They need to see the dentist. Their teeth are just, and you need a word like, tell you what, if you go to the dentist, I'll pay for it. Fair enough. Like if we use that word to help people and guide people, then it's a really good use of that word. And that's then, it works. That's what that word should be used for, but not to explain. Now, I'm not saying business people can't close a sale with using that, but it just, I wanted to show just the power of that word. As long as you feel like the sale you're making it's going to be win-win. It's going to be, well, boy, they're going to enjoy this product, or this is going to change their life. Training in martial arts, you're going to see a different human being. And once they get their black belt, 2-3 years, you're going to see a different human being practically. You'll be really proud of them, and they'll be really proud. Win-win situation. Wonderful. Then that's the time to use that word. But so often it gets exploited. People exploit each other with that word. So look for that when you watch politicians or some business people or just people in general. It can be a word that can swindle people too. So look out for that word fairness. It resonates like crazy with Americans. See you next video.